Was it how you approach the situation? Was it the environment around the situation? But don't just dismiss your goals if it is that you have the opportunity to do something great. Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. If this is your first time, my name is Aaron Ballantyne, and you're watching Life According to Aaron. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about revising and refining, otherwise known as wheel and come again, or if at first you don't succeed, try and try again, right? Do you remember when you were younger, for those who learned how to ride a bicycle, that process that you went through to learn it? So you get on you're excited, you just get your bicycle, you be like, yeah man, we conquer the world and things, but it's your first time riding, you know, so now you have to learn. So you get on the bicycle and you wobble or you fall off, but at no point in time, well, some people do, but for those who saw it through and finished the process of actually learning to ride the bicycle while they were young, even if you had the thought of giving up, you saw it through. Because you realize that falling off the bicycle or getting a bruised knee or wobbling at first or losing your balance is all a part of the process of learning to ride a bicycle. And this is the same with life. Even if you fell off of your bicycle, wheel and come again, you try again. You get back up, you start learning to ride again. If it is that you hit up in a tree for argument's sake, that's not the end of it. No, you wheel and come again. You move past the tree, you get right back on the bicycle and you continue riding until you learn, right? That's just what life is. A part of success, a part of achieving your goals is making mistakes along the way. But that doesn't mean that you are, one, less deserving of achieving your goals, or two, that you can't. It just means that you either have to adjust your approach or to use a different route or a different path. For example, if it is that you are trying to reach a destination, right? And the paths that you're choosing or the roads that you're choosing are leading you to dead ends, or they're just not bringing you to your destination, then find a different path until you get to your destination. And it's the same with your goals. If it is that the path you're taking right now to achieve a particular goal just isn't working out how you expect it to work out, or it's just not fruitful, it's not that the goal that you have is wrong, you know. It could just mean that you just need to adjust the approach or approach it from a different angle to achieve that same result or that same goal that you want. Nothing is wrong with what you set out to accomplish, you know. It's just that sometimes you have to, when you try different ways of accomplishing what you want to accomplish, you have to find different ways. You have to, for example, if something doesn't work out the first time, you have to readjust. You have to reassess and readjust. Was it how you approach the situation? Was it the environment around the situation? But don't just dismiss your goals if it is that you have the opportunity to do something great. Reassess how you go about achieving these goals, because put it this way, you have 5 people who are climbing a tree, right? And out of the 5 people that are climbing the tree, only 1 person gets the fruit that is on the tree. Does that mean that all of the people that climb the tree aren't deserving of the fruit on it just because their way of climbing the tree didn't work? Or does it simply mean that they just need to readjust how they go about climbing the tree? Just because your goals aren't being attained because of the methods you're using right now doesn't mean that they're not eventually going to be attained, or that you are less deserving of achieving your goals. Wheel and come again. And the beauty of improving how you go about achieving your goals or attacking it from different directions or different angles is that, for example, if you're using a strategy like an investment strategy, the more you find that you revise it, say for instance you use a particular thing in your strategy and it's not as fruitful as something else, you learn to take it out or limit its exposure to your strategy completely, so that as time passes you find that your strategy or your approach becomes more refined, it becomes bulletproof, essentially. It becomes concrete because you would have made the changes to basically trim the fat or get rid of the ineffective aspects of your approach. It's basically a system that develops itself, that works in, I wouldn't say any situation, but it can withstand external impact more formidably, basically. So for example, your investment portfolio, when you're building it, you find that the blue chip stocks might be better for long-term growth because their companies have been exposed to different elements throughout the years. So you find that your portfolio itself might reflect the same resilience that the companies do, but you won't find that, or you won't discover that for yourself if it is that you're afraid to make these mistakes or to take these risks, when really and truly it's a part of the overall process. You have to wheel and come again. If it is that something doesn't work the first time for you, that doesn't mean that it's not supposed to work, period. Wheel and come again. If it is that you're baking a cake and the first recipe that you use leaves the cake hard and dry, try a different recipe, but you better bake that cake. If it is that you're trying to teach children in a class and you're determined to teach them this song, but there's one person who is just either not understanding the lyrics, or they're just not getting it, or they're not moving it, try a different approach. It is possible. Your goals are big for a reason. Big things don't come easily. You have to try different ways, you have to fail along the way, but it's all a part of the process. It teaches you. As much as the goal or attaining the goal is important, the journey to attain it as well is just as important. Because not only do you learn things about yourself throughout the process, you actually learn how to improve. For example, if your goal is to create a program, right? Like write a program, the more mistakes you make when you're testing the program is the more you realize, okay, so these are the issues with the program, and you take them out. And the more you take them out, or the more that you debug, the more that you analyze, and the more that you refine your program, is that you find that it runs with less and less glitches or less and less bugs. That is the point I'm making. That the more that you do that, the more that you aim to do that, is the more refined and more concrete that your plan or your strategy is at the end of the day. Don't be afraid to fail. It's just a part of it. Remember that bliss that we had as children when we were younger, when we were trying new things for the first time, or we're trying different things for the first time, and weren't really conscious of ourselves or how self-conscious we're supposed to be. We weren't self-aware of society's eyes on us when we were children. So of course we played in the mud, and we fell out of trees, and we fell off bicycles, and we tasted stuff, for argument's sake, or food that tasted bad or whatever for the first time. We did it without fear of the repercussions, in the sense that we'd be embarrassed or people would stare at us or whatever. Don't be afraid to, because at the end of the day, if it is that you don't wheel and come again and it doesn't work out because you're cognizant or aware or you're concerned about what other people might think, when your goal is left unattained or just in the breeze and you're not actively working to it, you have no right to blame anybody else because of how you think they might view you, because it's your goal, it's your responsibility, it is your dream. Nobody going to build it but you. So while you're being self-conscious and be like, oh, eyes are on me, I might fail, let me not do it, listen to me, do it. Because at the end of the day, you have one question to answer. What would have happened if it is that I had stuck through it? If it is that I had continued? If it is that after failing the 99th time, I tried for the 100th? That is the question that you have the responsibility to answer. Nobody else. Try again. Wheel and come again. If at first you don't succeed, try and try again. It is your responsibility. It is up to you. It is up to no one else. Do it. That's it for the video this time, guys. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you like what I talked about. If it is that you know somebody who would benefit from what I shared, share it with them as well. We're not stingy over here. And as always, if it is that you like the content and you want to see more of these videos, make sure that you subscribe so that as soon as they become available, it goes right to your device. All right? And also, Share ways that you have demonstrated resilience, where you didn't give up. Like, as a matter of fact, name an example, like something personal in your own life where you're glad that you didn't give up, to kind of encourage others who might be reading the comments to do the same thing, because we want examples here. We want different experiences that people can draw on. So share an experience in your own life where you did not give up, and as a result, you definitely didn't regret it. Like, it was definitely a good decision in your life. Please feel free to share in the comments. All right, that's it for this video, guys. I'll see you in the next one.